Hi, welcome back to Down the Inkwell with Lord Seekers Almere and
ShibeTCG.
And we're starting round 5 in a few seconds. We're looking at the table. They're already shuffling, and they're rolling the dice 1 through 7.
And on the left we have Jaduhh or Jade, because English pronunciation. Yeah, for me Dutch is still a bit difficult.
I'll say Jaduhh and you'll say Jade. It's fine.
Sure.
We'll manage. Yeah.
And on the right we have Weber once again with Blurple. On the left, Jade is actually playing the Emerald Amethyst. Whether it's aggro or control, we will see. And both players are actually using similar colored sleeves, so I hope that they don't mix up their decks.
I think for us, the lighting is probably a bit different than in person. At least I hope. I mean, they're clearly pink and purple, so I have hopes that at the table they will tell the difference. If we see an Emerald character show up in Blurple, we know something went wrong.
Yep. But I do love it that it's matching to our table, our playmat, our Lord Seekers Almere playmat.
We should make everyone re-sleeve before they play.
And if you happen to be in Almere, we do have games, so come and check us out.
Yeah, we have weekly Lorcana here. We even have a sealed league where you can play sealed every week, and of course we have normal free play and more competition play. And now the game is starting.
Yep.
Jade is has an opening hand and is inking Bobby to play. What is she? Oh no, she's putting that back.
Oh,
Palace Guard.
She wanted to play the Flint Rider, which has boost effect. When you boost the character, it gains +1 lore and +2 strength, if I'm not wrong. And it's a boost too.
And Wiebe inked his Iago to play Basil. I think that Basil is probably a smart choice. If you know, against Palace Guard, if you can give something support, you can probably take out the Palace Guard.
Yep. Against this deck, you kind of want to, you have to banish it, because it seems that way that it's going to be an aggro deck. And for those that are watching, Jade was also actually featured in DLC Kent with, I think it should be a similar deck list. So, wow, it's interesting to see Dutch players playing well in the DLC as well.
Yeah, that's always, I mean, as a Dutch person, that's always nice to see Dutch people play well. It's still a bit of country pride in that sense.
That's true.
Even though I'm not that good at playing as Jade, Jada is very good playing. And there comes down the Emerald Chronicon.
Oh.
So every time something is banished, she can bounce something back.
Yep. But at this point of time, even with the support from Basil, Tipo only has 3 strength and is not able to take out the Palace Guard. So we will see, and we can see the Genie being played.
Yeah, and of course, Wiebe is ramping quite quickly. He's on 4 ink already. Well, Jaduhh is on 3, but it's her turn, and I think she'll probably ink something to match the 4.
Oh, it's interesting now, because is she going to go for the Amethyst Chronicon, or is she going to play Lewis to make one of the characters reckless?
Well, she went for the Amethyst Chronicon, so he also draws a card, which of course is, if you exert it, both players draw a card. She's inking the other Amethyst Chronicon, which I think will make sense if you have one.
And then now she boosted for the Flint Rider for 2. And now it's a 3/2 that quest for 2.
Yeah.
And she's already gone up to 7.
She's running away fast this game. I mean, 7-0. But then again, she knows it's Blurple, so she knows she has to move fast.
So now what do you do as the Blurple player? Because when you banish one of them, one of the characters will get banished. Get bounced back to hand with the Emerald Chronicon.
And I mean, you don't have that much ink yet. That bouncing is not an issue. Oh, that was Flynn Rider going into the discard, and the boosted card used was a Webby. And then Basil gets returned to the hand. How do you feel about that choice?
Yeah, it should be, because otherwise the support on Tipo will make it possible to put 3 damage on the palace card.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's thinking about what to do with Tipo.
Yeah, it's a difficult matchup for Blurple because this deck goes so fast that you are not really able to establish board presence before you can take control of the board.
Yeah, that's what you notice. Like he's staying at 0, of course, and now he's playing Cheshire Cat. Is he boosting it?
He played both Cheshire Cat and Basil.
Yeah, but he only exerted 4 ink, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, because he didn't boost the cat, so that's why he didn't pay 2 more ink for it.
That was...
yeah, so 3 and 1.
Yeah.
So against this deck, you kind of want to go as wide as possible.
Yeah.
So Jade is not wanting to give any damage counters, not wanting to leave any damage counters on on Weaver's side of the board.
Yeah, and she gave Basil Reckless, which is also a very smart thing to do.
Yeah, so now Basil can't quest and support.
Yeah.
So how do you take out the how do you take out any of them?
Yeah, Reckless is something is quite a good thing in this case, where you can force support characters to actually have to be able to attack or sing if possible, but at least not quest in that sense.
Yeah, because here you want the support effect to be able to take out at least Lewis, the alligator.
Now we see, I think it's Vida's turn, and he's looking at his hand. I think I saw Hades in there probably.
But he doesn't have enough ink
No,
to
he doesn't
play.
have. No, I thought the purple Hades, but
the
amethyst,
purple Hades.
amethyst Hades. Sorry,
Yeah.
but maybe I know he has an Elsife. I'm looking. I think I saw an Iago.
But with Emerald Chromicon on board, he probably has enough cards in hand as well from the Amethyst Chromicon.
Yeah.
So I don't think the card draw is important here right now.
No, it's not. But I'm like, what are his options? And I think what you're saying, the Emerald Chromicon is quite an annoying card to deal with in that sense.
Yeah.
If you don't have any item removal, that means every turn you have to deal with everything that you banish. You immediately get something returned to your own hand. So you might as well. Do you banish first? Do you play first? There's all sorts of possibilities.
Yeah, I think at this point I would think that Basil should go into Lewis, and then Cheshire Cat can be boosted to shift maybe 2 damage from Genie to finish off the Basil.
Yeah.
Not Basil, but Lewis.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
And Weaver is thinking about it because, yeah, it's tough. It's always tough for Blurple to go against the Chromicon because you are already dealing with such a thin board.
Yeah.
You can't go wide enough, and then you have it can get bounced back to hand, and then what do you do?
Yeah, no, that's quite annoying, and there's certain cards you don't want to see bounce back to your hand.
It's interesting to see because he's shifting 1 damage from the Genie to the Palace card.
That's interesting. Maybe he's gonna run the Basil into it?
Not too sure.
Or maybe he's taking care to not banish anything at all because he doesn't want to give up any of his board. That's also a possibility, of course.
He's trying to... It's interesting. I think he might have Elsa in his hand. And
he has Elsa in his hand.
Yeah, and he's probably wanting to... But I still don't know why. Maybe he wants to take out the questers.
Yeah.
But leaving Louis on board is so scary.
Yeah, but do you want to use Lewis on the other hand? Because you know you need to get there as quickly as possible against this deck. So do you want to use Lewis for a move or when you already have the Emerald Chromicon?
Oh, he's questing.
Oh. So that makes it 8-1.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and he had to, of course. So.
So now Jade is thinking what to bounce back to hand?
Yeah. I mean, with Amethyst Chromacon, you have draw anyway, so it's not that much useful card. You can't ink it, so.
Yep.
And it saves you 2 lore at least if it would quest.
So Genie is probably going to be played once again.
Yep. Yep. Drawing a card. 6 ink, and that's Jaduh's turn. Can't quite see what she has in her hand, but
She first activates the Amethyst Chromacon to draw a card. Both players will draw.
Scrooge McDuck.
And this has another effect. So whenever you play this character, you may draw 1 and discard 1.
Yeah.
And when this character is challenged, it returns back to hand before damage calculations. So it's a very interesting card. And Jade now knows that there is not enough damage counters.
Yes.
She has to take out the Cheshire Cat. Otherwise, Weber could have boosted the cat, moved the 2 damage from Palace Guard back to the Scrooge McDuck, and then it will be banished.
I mean, Jaduhh has a very wide board at this point in time, and it's 10-1.
Yeah.
And I mean, she has how much lore on board? At least 5?
Yep, 5. And then right now, he gets bounced back to hand as well.
There goes Scrooge into the Inkwell.
Now it is quite interesting because with the Emerald Chromacon, do you want to bounce the Hades back to hand?
You might not want to.
Yeah. So.
Because it can take out your cards and go into the Inkwell.
Oh, show me more.
Yes.
It's a 2-cost action.
Yeah.
Each player draws 3 cards.
Well, let's just say card draw isn't the issue this match.
Yeah. Because this deck wants to. Yeah. Just. Oh, you never come back.
Oh, there comes another Lewis. And gave him Reckless. Yes. And you can, of course, determine what it's going to run into, let's be honest. Because Pegasus has Evasive, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep. Yeah. Pegasus has Evasive. It's a 1/1.
There's only Palace Guard left or Louis to run into.
Right now, I think even if Hades banishes something, I would bounce back. Because right now, Weber only has enough ink to play either 1 Hades or 2 smaller characters.
Yeah, or you could take it out. I mean,
he's at 8 ink right now. So, he chooses to sing "Let It Go." So even if you are reckless, you still have the ability to sing songs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always a very good way to get around that. And there comes Elsa, which of course exerts and is evasive.
And then Chromacon is activated, and Elsa is bounced back to him.
Yeah.
Here we see Sail, there's the right C. And then he can ink again, inking the Dumbo for 2, playing the Tipo.
He can ink again.
Yep, so after this he will be at 10.
Yeah.
So even if you bounce back the Hades, it's also possible for you to play like a Cheshire Cat and the Hades. Yeah.
The score is 13-1, and she has 3 lore on board. So the question is, can she put down enough to hit the tempo that she needs to before all the big characters come on board?
Double Chromacon.
Pocahontas. And another Palace card.
And then questing for 3, going up to 16 with Leto on board.
Yeah.
And then one tricky thing to note is that if the opposing Hades gets exerted this turn, the Pocahontas can actually choose it to gain 2 of the lore from it. So it's technically a quester for 3.
Yeah.
It's quite tricky at the moment, and we will see if Weber has what he needs to. We know he has Elsa.
Yeah.
But answering it, 2 of his characters will get bounced back to hand.
Now he's getting rid of Lewis.
Yeah.
And now 2 can bounce back to his hand, but he can
this.
play Hades again and get rid of something else.
Yeah, he will
He will play.
Because Elsa alone can actually take out Pocahontas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jade chooses to bounce Barbie back to hand. Along with the Elsa, I mean.
Yeah.
For 3,
So now what he's gonna play for 5? Oh, no.
she's
Another
gonna
Elsa.
hit the thing again, and then it gets bounced.
Well, that's the thing when you bounce. I mean, it can hit again, especially with so much ink on board.
But right now is that will Jade have enough to finish the game? We do have some instant law gains in this deck with the action.
Gogo's Mago, maybe she's playing. I don't know.
Yeah, but Gogo probably there's no damage counter on board.
No, there's not. But
we know in this deck there might be White Rose.
Yeah.
And there could be the action that costs for 2 that you can gain 2 law instantly.
I mean,
let's
be honest. Like, there's no damage now, but like it's 16-1. So even if there's no damage this turn, it could be damage next turn.
Oh, and here she plays the very interesting enigmatic Inkcaster. If you play 2 or more characters, 2 or more, you may gain 1 lore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it can be 1 action and 1 character. And we also know this deck actually plays the Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom.
Yeah.
Which you can instantly gain 2 lore.
Yeah, there's lots of ways she can get there. She's already at 18. I don't.
Oh, and she shows the stream. She shows the stream that she has the White Rose.
Yeah, that's game. That's game.
Yeah, because whatever you play on the board, even if with the Elsa that has Rush, you can take out 1 and 2 of your characters get bounced.
Yeah.
And yeah, so right now with 2 Emerald Chromicons on board, even if you have one of the Wasabi that can banish the item, it is still not enough.
I think it was quite an interesting match to watch, though.
This is kind of the weakness of Blurple as well.
Yeah.
Blurple can't deal with hyper aggro in a way. Yeah, but of course that goes to say I think Jade didn't misplay at all.
No.
Yeah, so now we know why she was featured in DLC
games
as well. Because when I watched the stream, I think she was like 3-0 up or more. I cannot remember in exactly which match was she featured in, but she had quite a good start.
No, I think it's it was a very interesting match to see. You don't see Amethyst Emerald that much, at least during these days, and I think it's an interesting deck. Is it as fast as Dogs? Probably not, but it's really cool to see it against Blurple.
Yeah, it is. It is also nice to see something else than the top 3 decks, it being Blurple, Dogs, or the Amethyst Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's and we're gonna head into a second match. I think he will probably want to start.
That's true.
And very curious to see how this round will go.
Whether he will hard mulligan for Wasabi or he might not even run it at all.
Yeah.
Because like I said in the previous round, that you kind of have to tag against a certain matchup that you want to go better against. Whether your meta call is that you face more Blurple opponents, you can actually tag up against Blurple. That gives you the win rate over it.
I think we've seen today that a lot of people are not tagging against Emeralds in specific.
I think not. I don't think anyone is tagging against aggro for today.
No.
I mean.
No, like what we've seen today is it's a lot of tagging against more the Blurple or the control decks, and I would be surprised if there was a Wasabi in this deck.
So inking the Hypnotic Strength and playing the Evasive Pegasus.
That's a good way to get around Basil, let's be honest.
Because
can attack it. And what is the earliest evasive we've seen on board? I think Genie.
Yeah, it's gonna be Genie.
So I think that makes a lot of sense. And of course, playing Sail and ramping.
Yeah, so that would actually give if Jade chooses the quest the next turn and the following one, it's two law gain from it already.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not yeah, it is 2 law because yeah.
Yeah, she can get 2 law from Pegasus before the Genie could take it away.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
he takes it away, that's another question.
Yep.
And we also see Rafiki put down by Wiebe.
Yeah, he wants to set up his board as wide as possible before the
Yeah.
Chronicon comes down.
Never see Bobby and a draw. And the question is what she's gonna discard. Pocahontas.
Yep.
Going Diablo, going into England
Yeah,
and playing
because
Flynn.
It is
And taking care of the vessel. Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because that would also mean that you are slowing down. In any case, if the next turn he has evasive Elsa, he can actually quest with the Basil, support it, and take off something. If it has more than 2 willpower, that's what I mean. And here we see Tigger being played. So Tigger effect is when this character is being played, you may return a chosen item, a location, or a character, 2 cost or less, to your opponent's hand.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, and then Rafiki is going on the quest. Then Tigger is taking out Bobby.
Yeah.
And Tigger is bounced back to hand. Genie is played for 4.
Yes.
And he has not inked this turn. So we will see what he will ink. Because he does get a draw from Genie. Oh, inking the Elsa. Interesting.
Yeah.
That would mean that his hand is has a lot of uninkables, or he has too many Elsas.
Yeah. Or maybe he's also counting on him putting down that Amethyst Chromacon again. And having enough refill in the long run.
So here Lewis is played and Genie is given Reckless.
Yeah.
Which means that he cannot quest. Oh, so the Rafiki takes up the Lewis because you do not want to send your Genie into the Lewis.
Yeah.
And then the Genie is also bounced back to hand. But so far, I think that the Blurple player is doing enough to stall Jade. Weber is doing enough to stall Jade.
Yeah. You see that he's clearly has a better game plan this round.
Yeah.
Compared to last round.
That's the thing. When he's on the play, it does have the board advantage that you can build up your board much faster, and you can play your bigger characters earlier. Yeah, is what I meant.
What I do love about thicker characters is that you don't have to bound your own stuff. You can also bound your opponent's stuff, which makes it a much more versatile card than the Madame Mims and the Merlins we've had earlier as bounce cards.
Oh, Genie is going to be played.
Yeah.
Refilling
but
the hand.
let's be honest. With 2 Amethyst Chromacons, Genie is not the biggest card draw on the board.
Yeah, but right now I think it's going to be difficult for Jade soon because Weber is establishing all his quests. Yeah. And then now Jade has to respond to him.
Oh yeah, I mean he's clearly learned from his first round, and he's like, I need to quest way quicker than last time if I want to keep up with Jade.
Yeah, he can choose not to banish Jade's characters anymore, and just go on a quest because now he's pushing for 5 law each turn. How are you gonna answer that?
Yeah. So
Lewis is played, and Genie is chosen to be the one with Reckless.
I mean, I get why he gets marked with a dice, but it's a little bit confusing.
It's fine.
it's a.
So next round we will get the Reckless dice.
Yeah, into the unknown we go first.
for 5. Elsa
Elsa.
with no exit. He just wants his questers on
Yeah.
board. Just go.
He just wants to go wide because he knows
Yeah.
if he doesn't go wide, she will run away with the game.
Because what can Jade do at this point of time? There's no board wipe for her.
No.
She doesn't play Under the Sea, not in this deck.
No, the deck really depends on if you go fast, you get there. If you don't go fast, then you're basically can go.
Mm. So this deck is kind of what we call like a high roll deck.
Yeah.
When you win the dice roll, you have a huge advantage because what is the second player on the draw going to do about your cards?
I mean, let's be honest, that's one of the main issues in Lorcana still, like the die roll. But I mean, Underdogs is taking care of partly of that, so.
Yeah, I do agree that I hope in the next set we will get more underdogs because we can see how it can impact play, especially with the Christopher Robin in this set. It is played quite widely.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I hope we'll see more because I think it's just turns a bit on its head. Like, do you want to win or not?
Yeah, but it will be interesting to also not make it in such a way that the on the draw player can actually have a bigger advantage. But at this point I don't think so because underdogs you probably play 4 in the deck.
Yeah.
Maybe the
If you
maximum
play
8.
4 already, it's I can tell you, like, some decks you play less.
That's true.
It's also, I get where you're coming from, but I think it's quite well balanced now. You know, it's not, the cards are not too powerful, and I hope they will continue that trend. Like, just gives you a little bit of advantage, but not too much.
Yep.
So he's questing. He's already at 13.
Yeah,
He
so
is going fast for his deck.
I mean, now he has full board control. The game is kind of in his hands now.
I think does he have win on board? Like,
yeah, definitely. He has just played the big Hades.
Yeah.
And then he put one of the characters of Jade into the Inkwell.
What is she gonna do? She's playing the
Yeah,
balance cards.
she's scoping after this. She just wants to play out the hand.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not judging anyone with that.
Yeah, of course. Oh. Oh, he has 6 on board. So going to 19.
Yeah.
Because of the Lewis was being played.
Yeah, and the Reckless Genie.
And then Singing Into the Unknown. Oh my god. Yeah. Answers
It seems he just has all the answers for this deck, and yeah, she's not gonna be able to remove that.
But it's it's fun to watch it.
Oh, it's very fun. I mean,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love watching this deck. It's a treat after, you know, you see so many control decks these days, and I always enjoy it when we don't see a control deck. I don't hate control decks. Don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes it's just nice to see like some other decks, and I love it when I see another deck. And
it's nice.
This is another deck.
So now it's tied 1-1.
Yeah. So, who do you think is in the advantage this last round?
I think definitely Jade, unless her hand completely breaks.
Yeah.
Which I don't think so because this deck plays a lot of small characters as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of and you have more inkables than uninkables. I think she has the advantage, but she needs to get her Emerald Chromicon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean that's of course very much the safeguard for her deck. Makes the opponent want to question, like, do I want to remove that many cards? So we'll see. But she can start, so that's already a huge advantage.
Yeah.
And here they are doing the mulligan.
So we see the first card as Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. This is the one that you can gain 2 lore instantly. And we see 2 white rolls as well.
I think it's an awesome card to have. Also, I've covered the trade-off. I think it's uninkable, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So in this deck, you kind of want to have your white. You want to go as white as possible, and then your white rolls and top deck your white rolls much later on.
Yeah.
To get the instant lore gain.
Yeah.
Because first you have to go as white as possible against Blurpo.
Yeah.
Which Jade. She has played many games to know how to play against what kind of matchups.
Yeah, that's very clear from how you're watching her play. She knows this deck inside out.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the funny thing about the Chromacon is, of course, if she does play White Road, she could technically bounce it to her hand.
Yeah, but it's kind of not as favorable, I would say.
No, except for, like, if it may save it from being taken out another way. Could be.
You want to play like
Quested.
two,
Yeah.
because whenever one of your characters get banished, then you can send something back from your opponent's board to their hand. Right now we can see that she doesn't.
But there are some characters you don't want to.
Chromicon.
No, fair point. But I do think there are some characters you would rather not bounce back to their hand. Which we saw like during the match last time with Hades or with Elsa. If she turns around immediately, might not be as favorable to bounce it.
Yep. So right now Pegasus is going on the quest, and Basil cannot take him out because he is evasive.
Yes, and I think he will probably ramp with Tipo because he's inking the sail. Yes, he's inking.
Yeah,
he's playing Tipo, inking
this
extra.
Deck you want your characters on board.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's a fair choice to ink sail and then play Tipo.
Yeah, because this deck also gives you a lot of card draw with Amethyst Chromicon, and now we see Show Me More.
But there is the Chromicon.
Yes, that's right. So she'll probably want to play her. Oh, she inks the Diablo.
Yes,
Flynn. To play the Flynn. Because here, Flynn, if you boost it, you can actually quest for 2.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what she does. I mean, Basil can boost, support Tipo and take out some stuff. So it's interesting to see what will happen.
Yeah, the most he can take out now is Bobby.
Yeah.
And then, but you just want to go because the next turn, if he chooses to do this, Basil is vulnerable to Palace Guard.
Yeah.
Palace Guard can just take him out and then receive 2 damage.
Yeah, we're already at 4-0, of course, so she already has a little bit of advantage also when you look at the lore amount both players have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's questing with Basil, that of course was expected, so is he gonna support Tipo? Yes, and it's gonna go into Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby being banished to the discard, of course.
We know for sure that Basil is going to the discard pile next round.
Yeah.
Nice. So what is she going to do about it? Yeah, in this matchup, Tiger is so good because it bounces one of your opponent characters back to hand.
Yeah, and it also doesn't banish, so it's...
So it's like the tempo swing is good.
But interesting to see how she's going to react to this.
Oh, now...
If I was her, I would want to take the Tiger out, but she doesn't have the board for that.
Yeah, how do you take a Tiger out with Lewis, perhaps? But then Lewis can be taken out with support Basil into your Tipo.
Well, sometimes you gotta sacrifice stuff, you know how it goes.
So I think will she? Oh, okay.
Taking care of Tipo?
Yeah.
I think she's counting on him not wanting to lose that Tigger.
Yeah, I would take up the Basil as well.
Yeah.
Because now that Chromicon is on the board, you do not want the Basil to go into the Flame Rider. Yeah.
And still 4-1 for us, so.
Oh, here we're gonna see Elsa.
Might? Yes.
Yep.
There goes Elsa, and there goes Into the Unknown.
Interesting. Yeah, so for Into the Unknown, it kind of bypasses the Emerald Chromicon.
Yeah. Which is of course smart, like if you want to remove cards. And there goes Show Me More. Once again, both players drawing 3 cards.
We see a Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, there's the White Rose, but I think it's a bit early for it, probably.
Right now, I think, because she still probably wants to go white.
Yeah.
But it's a tough choice because she might have to want to ink something. She needs her Emerald Chromicon.
Yeah, for the card draw. Pocahontas.
Oh.
Which of course is a good combination with Scrooge.
Yeah. because she can quest for 3.
Yes.
We say quest for 3, but like in fact, if you go technical,
Yeah.
it's like quest for 1.
Fair point.
And then you gain the 2 lore from that character.
No, it's taken out by Elsa.
I mean, Jade knows that Elsa was bounced back to hand.
Yeah.
But it's just that you have to do this because you cannot play any characters.
No, everything. I mean, that's how the game works. You can't play. It's not like you can play anything because everything can be banished or bounced back or whatever. It's.
But right now it's interesting because if the Scrooge quest.
Yes, there we go.
Lewis.
Giving Tigger reckless. So he either needs to sing or he needs to attack the next.
Yeah, because we know Into the Unknown was used against one of the characters.
Yeah.
The Palace Guard, I think. So right now Weber doesn't have it against the Scrooge McDuck, which you want to put it in Inkwell. Because when you challenge it, it goes directly back to hand before damage calculations.
There goes Lewis.
Do you think she will bounce the Tigger back to hand?
I don't think so.
I would think so.
I mean, I wouldn't personally because that just means it can bounce more of my characters. But that's a personal choice.
Interesting.
I would want to keep that Flynn on board. Oh no, it goes into the Inkwell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now Blurple, it's gonna be an uphill battle for Jade.
Yeah.
She hasn't seen her Amethyst Chromicon this time. But right now I feel that it's a bit late. If you play the Emerald Chromicon, you're kind of giving Blurple player it has already 7 ink and you can play anything in
But she did play the Inkcaster.
Yep. Gaining 1 lore instantly. But she's still only at 7.
Yeah.
So
it's an uphill battle for her from right now, and you see Blurple slowly starting to get some tempo, playing more and more, and she doesn't have the answers to it.
We know that Tigger Tigger has Reckless, so he must challenge whenever possible, and the Lewis is exited, so it must challenge into it.
Yeah. Inking Dumbo, playing another genie.
My God. And now Weber can just go for
I want to say quest
from the next turn onwards.
Quest for 4 each turn. I mean, you'll get to 20 very, very quickly if she doesn't have an answer. And I think the only evasive characters we've seen up to now is Pegasus, right?
Oh, look at what just happened.
Oh, wow. We did not see that coming, but that's like 4 lore.
7 lore.
Yeah.
With the 3 incasters. So she's at 14.
That was a very, very bold move.
This is interesting. She needs to top deck the Amethyst Chromicon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
7 lore gained.
She needs to have something to answer to those genies.
Or she can just top deck, play 2 cards, gain 3 lore from the incasters.
Yeah.
I think we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll because right now the Blurple player doesn't want to give. You can't play Demona. When you give this deck cards, it's equivalent to killing yourself.
No, I agree. It's a shame she didn't get the Amethyst Chromicon on board early this game, which would have made the Inkcasters that much more powerful.
But it's interesting to see that Weber is still activating Tipo's effect and ramping.
I think he just wants to go wide in this. He knows he needs the lore. He's at 6, she's at 14. He thinks I can probably win this if I go faster.
Yeah, but it's like she puts it into the Inkwell. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. And then here she can tap the 3 to gain 3 lore, going to 17.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Having such an important card draw at the moment with Hypnotic Strength.
it feels pretty much like a gamble at this point, right? Like
yeah,
really,
she needs
really.
to top deck a draw. It's Amethyst Chromicon or something that, because you need to play 2 cards in
Yeah.
one turn to be able to activate the Incaster's effect.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that's game. That's game.
That's game, of course. Oh my god.
God. Oh, that was such
What
a
a
good
top
match.
deck.
Yeah, that was such a good match to watch.
It's so interesting. And with
Yeah.
that, Jade is 4-1.
Yeah.
4 wins and 1 loss. Weber was 3 wins and 1 loss before this game.
Yeah.
And right now he is on 3 wins and 2 losses, unfortunately.
But I mean, so much respect for this last game.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have not bet money on that one.
Yeah.
The board was clear on her, and I was like, how is she gonna do it? That show me more.
Exactly. And we see 2 Show Me Mores being played already.
Yeah.
You see, she showed it.
That top decking of Show Me More, that was insane. It was such a good game to watch.
It was such
It was
a good
very,
game.
very interesting.
Yes, I do agree.
I love the matchup. It was, and Wiebe gave it his all. You can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, he totally changed strategy around it, and it was very, very good to watch.
Yeah, exactly. And